So we were talking about image compression in the last class, and in this image compression, we were talking about dictionary-based coding. Before dictionary-based coding, we talked about variable length coding, where different length of codes was assigned to each of the symbol based upon the probability. But every time, whenever we are using any of those techniques, we need to exchange the code table which was used for encoding, right? But that is not the problem with dictionary based coding, where we will generate the dictionary or regenerate the dictionary at either end. We need not share the dictionary, only the starting information is required to be shared. For example, let's take up an image. This is a question, the example from Gonzalez Woods. You have this image which needs to be sent, a 4x4 image with just two values. Right? So here I will put my input, that is what I read. Here is my encoded output. At every step, I need to update my dictionary, right? Where initially the entry in the dictionary is the gray level, 0 से लेके 255, so that the position from 0 to 255 are occupied. But I can put in the new value at the locations 256, 257, 258 and so on. The memory keeps on growing as the input, as we have more number of inputs. So I'll make an entry to some places, 260. At every step, one entry needs to be added. 264, let's see. So now what happens? I read the first value 39. When I read the first value 39, I look into my dictionary and try to find out where is this gray level 39 located in my dictionary and what is its encoded value. So this gives me encoded value. So 0 corresponds to 0. So definitely somewhere 39 will correspond to 39 and 126 will correspond to the position 126. So now I look out for 39 in my dictionary. The 39 is encoded as 39 only. So I'll give out an output equal to 39. The next value is 39. So I read a 39, but before looking out for 39, I make a new entry at this place that in future, if 39 is followed by 39, it means the value which is encoded followed by one new symbol. So the value which was encoded is 39 followed by one new symbol which is 39. Right? So the new entry in the dictionary would be 3939. So that in future, if I get 39 followed by 39, instead of writing 2 times this value, this code, I'll simply write 256, right, for the 2 place. So अभी तो मैं 39 के लिए ढूंढूंगी. So I'll search into my dictionary where is 39 and what is the corresponding code. I have two options. One is this and this is 3939. So I'll not use this because this is at my current step, right? I can use it after this step. So I'll not look into this, but only 39 is available with the code 39. So the output will be given as 39, right? The next value is 126. So at this step, I have made this entry. Next value is 126. Before moving on to encode this value, I will put a code, I will make an entry into my dictionary at the next position, at the next code 257, which says it should be the last encoded symbol followed by one new symbol. So last encoded symbol was 39. So the new entry in my dictionary would be 39 followed by the new symbol 126. So that in future if I get this combination, I can directly write 257. Now I look out for the code for 126. 126 available as the code 126 only. So I'll give out the encoded value as 126. The next value is 126. I am reading along this row first. Then I'll come down here and read along this row. So next is 126. So I make an entry at this step. The entry in this step would be the last encoded symbol, that is 126, followed by 126 given the code 258. So I look out for 126. I have just one option for 126, that is encoded as 126. So give out a 126 again. Now I read 39, make an entry into the dictionary. The dictionary entry would be the last encoded value, which is 126, followed by 39. Right? This gives me the entry at 259. But now when I look out for 39, I have three options. One option is this, that only 39 exists. Another option in my dictionary available is that 39 may follow 39 or 126 may follow 39. So what I do is I check for the next value to this 39. So 39 के बाद मुझे क्या मिलेगा? I have read 39, 39, 126, 126, 39. 39 के बाद अब मुझे वापस 39 मिला. So it means I have my combination read as 39, 39. So I look out for the dictionary which matches this. This is 39, 39, which is encoded as 256. So what is the value that I give out? I give out 256 when the entry has been made in the table. Right? So 39 is also read. The next value is 126. So I read 126. Now I again add the entry into the table. Now the table will have the last encoded symbol followed by one new symbol. So last encoding was done for this combination 39, 39. So what will be the entry here? This becomes a new symbol to me now. 39 followed by 39, one entity. So 39, 39 followed by the new entry 126 at the place 260. Right? Now I start searching for the code for 126 and there are different possibilities with me. I can have a single 126 with encoded value 126, or I can have 126, 126 encoded together as 258. Another possibility, if 39 follows 126, I should give out a code 259. So now I should read another value with 126. ये तो मैंने read कर लिया. The next value is now 126. So I read 126, 126, and in the dictionary I have the code given as 258 for this value. So now what should I send? I should send 258. Right? The entry has been done on this step. Now read the next value. The next value is 39. Make an entry into the table, dictionary. The last encoded symbol will now be 126-126. So 126 followed by 126 followed by the new symbol, that is 39. So every time the symbol will keep, the combination of symbols will be added to your dictionary. So now at 261, I get 126, 126, 39. And I start to encode for 39. I have very many options. 39 alone, 39 followed by 39, 39 followed by 126. In fact, I have another combination 39, 39, 126. So I should look out for the next position. 39 के साथ I'll combine 39. 39, 39 के बाद मेरे लिए दो options हैं. Either I can have 39, 39 or 39, 39, 126. So in order to preserve in order to achieve compression, I should try out for the next place. If it is 126, I should give the code as 260, else I'll stop at 39, 39. So I'll read the next value, which is now 126. So now from the table, from the dictionary, I have the code for 39, 39, 126. So together for these three gray levels, I'll simply give out the code 260 when an entry has been made into my dictionary. Right? Now when this 126 has been read, the next value to read is 126. So what will be the entry in the table now? The last encoded is the combination of these three values. So the new entry would be 39, 39, 126, 126 at code 262. Start reading the value for 126. I have a single 126, 126 followed by 126, 126 followed by 39 and another combination here. So I need the next value also. So I have read this 126 followed by 39. So I have this combination 126, 39 here. Had I any entry 126, 39 and some other combination, I would have gone for the third value as well. But right now, I do not have any entry for 126, 39 followed by any third value. So I'll stick to 126, 39 and give out a code of 259 when the last entry in the dictionary is this. Right? 39 के बाद अब मुझे क्या मिला वापस से 39. I look out in the dictionary. I have many options. So I look out for the second value, that is 126. 39, 126 I have, but I do not have any other entry for 39, 126 and something else. So I'll give out a code of 257. But at this step, I need to make an entry into my table. So what would be the entry? The last encoded value, that is 126, 39 plus one new symbol. So 126, 39, 39 will be given the code 263. And the last value I have is 126. I do not have anything else other than this. So I need to give out the code for 126 only. This is given the code 126. Right? What will be the entry at this place? The entry would be the last encoded symbol, that is 39, 126 followed by 126 at code 264. Right? So this will be my encoded output for my dictionary based coding. Any problem in this? Let us see decoding now. Decoding means this is what I receive and I have my dictionary information that initially from 0 to 255 I have the gray level 0 to 255. This is the code. This is my input. Right. So first value that I receive is 39. यहाँ पे मैं लिखूंगी decoded output. So if the value is 39, what is the gray level that I expect? The code 39 is given to 39. So this is 39 only. What is the next value read? Another 39. So now input becomes 39. I make an entry into my dictionary 39 followed by 39 given the code 256. Do I have a code for 39? Yes, I have a code for 39 which corresponds to 39 only. So I expect a 39 was sent. The next value I receive is 126. So 126, I make an entry into my table, last decoded followed by one new symbol, that is 126. This will be the code 257. Right? In this dictionary, find out where I have the code as 126. The code 126 lies to 126. So the expected value for gray level is 126. The next value is again 126. I make an entry. What is the last decoded thing? That is 126. So the new entry is 126 followed by 126 with the code 258. And I do not have any option for 126 followed by anything before this entry. So I'll stick to 126 only. Now the next value is 256. So if I have the next value as 256, what is 256 exactly? 256 is 39 followed by 39, right? So what do I expect? I expect that 39 followed by 39 was transmitted since I received the code 256. Now what should be the entry at this place? The last decoded value followed by one new symbol. So the entry is 126 followed by 39 with the code 259. Okay. The next entry is 258. What is the code at 250? What is the value at 258? 258 means 126, 126. So I received 258, which means the expected sent value is 126 followed by 126. So what is the entry at this place now? The last decoded, that is 3939. So 3939 followed by one new symbol at place 260. The next value read is 260. So if it is 260, what do I expect? I expect that this was transmitted, which is given the code 260, 3939 126. So what is the new entry in the table now? The last decoded, that is 126 126 followed by one new symbol, so 39. The next value is 259. 259 is the code for 12639. So if I receive 259, I expect the value received as 12639, right? So what would be my entry at 262? The last decoded value 39 39 126 followed by one new symbol 126, right? The next entry is 257. 257 किसका कोड है? Here 257 is 39 126. So I expect 39 126 to be received. So the new entry at 263 would be the last decoded value followed by a new symbol. And lastly I have 126. So 126 is the code for 126 only. So I expect 126 to be received, and the last entry in my table would be the last decoded value followed by 126 at place 264. So if I look at this dictionary regenerated at the decoding end and the dictionary which was generated at the transmitting end, the two should be the same. The two will always agree. The only thing that I need to exchange is this information, what are the initial codes which is sent, and rest dictionary will keep on generating itself, and as big the data is, more will be the compression, because then later such big sequences will be represented by using only 9 bits, right, rather than 8 4 the 32 bits की जगह अभी मुझे केवल 9 bits will be required. Fine. So this is referred to as LZW, Limple Ziv Welch coding, which is a dictionary based coding. The next class of coding is the run length coding. Run length coding is most suitable for binary images because this run length coding is defined as an ordered pair where I specify the gray level or the binary value followed by its run. For example, I have my input given as this. Then for run length coding, I begin here and I specify the values as an ordered pair, that what is the value that I am reading. Since I have the input as binary, so only two options are 0 and 1. So what is the value that I am reading? I am reading a 1. How many times the 1 has been repeated? That is 2 times. So I say I have a run of 2 for value equal to 1. So run of 1 का length कितना है? 2. Followed by the second ordered pair. Now the value is 0. which has the run length equal to 1 because there is only a single 0, followed by 1 which has the run equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So run is 5. Then 0, 1, 1, 2, 0, 2, 1, 1, 0, 2, 1, 1, and finally 0, 2. So every time I have the value specified and the length of its run. Right? Now the run may vary from any value. यहाँ पे 2 भी है, 1 भी है, 5 भी है. Therefore, I may encode the run length once again using variable length coding. Encoded using variable length encoding. Right? Now, further compression of this run length coding could have been achieved if I modify this ordered pair as simple sequence of runs. Rather than specifying the ordered pair as gray level followed by its corresponding run length, I simply represent it as sequence of runs. But for that, I may say that my run or my data begins with 0. When I say my data begins with 0, 415, 415, 15. So the data begins with 0, which simply means that the first run I should specify is for value equal to 0. So if this is my input data, I do not have any 0 in the beginning. So the first value will be 0. Because my data begins with a value of 0 whose run length is 0. Then definitely when I have specified the run length of 0, then the run length next would be defined for 1. अगर यहाँ पे 0 ही continue होते तो मैं तो यहाँ length में ले चुके होते उसको. But now the next value is 1. So how much is the run for value equal to 1? It is 2. Followed by 1. Because this is white. This is black. Run of 0. This is white. So this definitely represents black. The color has changed. Right? Then I'll have white again. What is the run for white? That is 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5. Followed by 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So only these values need to be sent. So some compression has been achieved that instead of ordered pair, I now need to represent only the run length. Right? 1 bit for representing the gray color or the 0 and black, 0 and 1. That bit is saved. The other rule may be that we always begin with 1. If I always begin with 1, then
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, can you please explain that thing data begins with 0 wala?
That you will understand when I say data begins with 1. When I say that the data is now beginning with 1, so you look at your data now. The first value is 1, right? So you specify what is the run length of 1. The run length of 1 is 2 because 1 appears 2 times. So I do not write anything for white now, but black now. This represents the run for white because I am using the rule that my run will always begin with value equal to 1. अगर मैं कहती कि value equal to 0 से शुरू हो रहा है तो इस डेटा में 0 तो है ही नहीं स्टार्टिंग में. So what is the run length of 0? 0. That means no bit, no value of 0. So I initialized with a 0. But when I say that I should begin with a 1, I have a 1, so I simply write the run for 1. So that is 2. अब white के बाद मुझे अगला रन देना है तो अगला किस कलर का होगा? Black कलर का because I have only 2 options. I can have black for 0 or I can have white for 1. what is the next run for black? The black is 1 because I have 1 0, a single 0. Then I'll have the run specified for white. The run length is 5 for white. Then I have 1 0, so 1 for black, followed by 2 for white, then 2 for black, 1 for white, 2 for black, 1 for white, and 2 for black in the last. So it is only this sequence that I need to send, right? The sequence is just the same except for the addition of this 0, because the rule says that you should begin with the counting of zeros. Since there is no 0 in my data, so the first entry is 0. Okay? Now I have 3 symbols used here and 4 symbols used here. Symbols in the sense 4 values for the count: 0, 2, 1 and 5. Here only 2, 1 and 5. I cannot have a 0 in middle, क्योंकि अगर मेरे पास यहाँ पर continuous ones है, I'll specify it as a single run. So nowhere in the middle I can have value equal to 0, right? So now you may have some variable length encoding done to encode the symbol which has higher probability in the run. Okay? Any problem in this run length coding? You are simply specifying what is the how many times 1 occurs. Right? Another variation for run length encoding where I specify the maximum run length. Suppose I specify that the maximum run length will always be given as, say, 3, so that I use only 2 bits, right? And start with white. That is 1. Suppose I have this. This is my input data. So I have to begin with white. So fine, it begins with white, which is 1. So I simply count the run of white, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. But what is the maximum run length I can have? I can have a maximum run length of 3, right? So I say white has a run length of 3, followed by the second ordered pair. 1 again has a run length of 3. The third time I will again write 1 has the run length of 3. It means total 9 is the run length till now. And lastly 1 followed by 1. Right? This much is the code for the 10 ones. Fine. Now for 0, I'll say 0 ka run length is initially 3 because I can have maximum 3, followed by 0, 3. Now I will have 1 encoded as 1, 3, 1, 1, followed by 0 with a run length of 2, 1 with a run length of 1, 0 has a run length of 2, 1 has the run length of 1, and finally 0 has run length of 2. So I have restricted my number of bits in defining the run length. But definitely when I have restricted the number of bits defining the run length, I am using fixed length coding. So I expect the compression to be less as compared to variable length coding used for each run. Right? Therefore I expect कि ये हमारा less compressed होगा because so many times I have to repeat the value for 1. Fine. Your question will be in the form of defining certain rules, and based on that rule, you need to encode or decode the value. Now suppose we keep the rules as the same, but instead of encoding, I say I have received this and I need to decode. So this means the first value gives me the color, that is I should have 1 3 times. So 1 1 1. Again 1 should be 3 times. 1 1 1. Here 3 times repeat 1, and once again I put a 1. Now the value should be put as 0. How many times? 3 times. Right, here it is 3 times. So 0 is represented 3 times, repeated 3 times. So 0 0 0. Further 0 is repeated 3 times. 1 is repeated 3 times. 1 is repeated once. 0 is repeated twice. Due to this, single 1 followed by 2 0, single 1 followed by 2 0. So based on the rule that we use, I can decode the ordered pair, or I can simply decode the sequence I get as well. When I get this sequence as the input and the rule says that you begin with 1, it means the first value specifies the run of 1. If I say value the data begins with the 0, then the first value specifies the run of 0. Okay, that is the only thing to be taken care of. Now the last method of coding is the predictive coding. Predictive coding is very useful for images because for images the things depend much upon the neighborhood. So what predictive coding does is it does not send the data itself. Does not send the data itself or the gray level, but it sends the difference, or simply it uses prediction based on previous values. Maybe the immediately previous value or multiple previous values. We have two types of predictive coding. One is referred to as lossless, the other is referred to as lossy. Lossless predictive coding means the data is reconstructed with 100% accuracy. No deviation is achieved. Lossy means the reconstructed data is closely equal to the original but not exactly equal to the original. Right? We simply say that I have some input. This input is used by some predictor which will predict some value. This predicted value is changed to nearest integer. It means I expect a nearest integer value to be predicted. Based on these two values of the input and the predicted value, I find out what is the error. Right? So when I say this is my input, I say my input is f in nth step. The predicted value I represent as f cap in my nth step, so that I calculate my error in the nth step as fn minus f cap n. Now this is the error which is transferred after maybe some encoding, extra encoding. This is what is right? I say that this sent value is now received. This becomes my transmitter, and this sent value is received at my receiver. So what receiver does is the value which is received, it just works in the opposite way. So here I have encoded the error. So here I use decoder to find out what my error was. So I calculate what is my EN, which will give me some output value FN, which is used by this predictor. The predictor of the transmitter and the predictor of the receiver are matched. They are same. Then I round to nearest integer again, and whatever I get here, I add it to my error. So this is my f cap n. Whatever error I got, it gets added to this error, and finally I reconstruct my image. Right? Let us look at a question where I say a predictor works to give you the predicted value as the value in the last step, right? If I am working at n equal to 1, then whatever was the value which was read at n equal to 0, or the initial value, that would be taken off, right? So also f0 is the initial value as it is. Suppose I have this data to be sent, then I'll have some data which is read for every n. I'll have some predicted value, and I'll have some error which is generated. So the first value is 42 at n equal to 0. N equal to 0 means f0 at initial value will be the value itself. So f cap is expected to be 42. So the error transmitted is 0. Right? Basically this error is not transmitted, but the first value is stored, so that at the receiver, when I receive the error, I have some predicted value, so that my new value is generated. So if my predicted value f0, the predictor is the same, so f cap n is 0, f cap n for n equal to 0 is 42. Here also I expect a 42, right? So what would be the reconstructed value of 42 again? At n equal to 1, what is the value that is read? It is 43. F cap is the predictor. Predictor says n equal to 1, f cap 1 equal to f of 0. So what is f of 0? 42. So f cap is expected to be 42. What is the error? This is equal to 1. So now this error is received. So I receive a 1. What is my fn? Fn will be the error plus f cap n. What will be f cap n here? Again f cap n, f cap 1 is f of 0. So what is f0? 42. In the line for n equal to 0, what is the value of f? 42. So I add error plus f cap. So I expect the value to be 43. Right, now I'll complete the transmitter first, and then we'll work with receiver. So at n equal to 2, the new value is 50. F cap is the previous Fn, which is 43. So the difference is 7. This is sent out. At n equal to 3, I get the value as 85. The previous value is 50, which is given out as the value for predictor. So that the error is 35. N equal to 4, it is 42. How much is 85 minus 42? 3 and 4, 43 minus 43. For 5 it is 40, previous value 42, so the difference is minus 2. For n equal to 6, 43, previous value 40, so this is 3. And for 7 it is 41, previous value 43, so the error is minus 2. So now the error received is 7, 35 minus 43 minus 2, 3 and minus 2. So what will be the predicted value? The predicted value is the last Fn. So it is 43 here. 43 plus 7 gives me 50. 50 shifts here. 35 plus 50 gives me 85. 85 shifts here. 85 minus 43 is 42. 42 minus 2, 40. 40 plus 3, 43. And 43 minus 2 is 41. So whatever I decoded is exactly same as the encoded value. So it means this is your lossless predictive coding. Because nothing is lost, the value is regenerated as it is. Right? This is referred to as lossless predictive coding. In the next class, we will quickly do the lossy predictive coding and then switch on with segmentation so that we finish the syllabus early. And you have to take a class on extra class. When will you take? Wednesday or Thursday?